Hi, and welcome back to Spanish Property Specialist. I'll put my hard hat on, seeing as we're on the job, the regulations, just in case anything happens. I'm back at the house where I'm back with my dog again. Today is Saturday, so I'm just doing a bit of a lazy walk around and seeing what's been happening while I was away yesterday on another job. This is the house, if you remember, which is M&F on YouTube, which has got the very bad subsidence problem. Well, the further we're going along, the more and more we seem to be finding, which is a real headache. So we just got to get around it somehow, yeah. What we're doing at the moment is we've got all of this here. We've dug three wells underneath the house. As you can see, if I get my fingers out of the way and my dog gets out of the way. Max, where are they? Venga, fuera. We've put quite a big depth of fine gravel in each well that goes out underneath the terrace and up underneath the floor of the house, and in these we're going to put steel cages that go from inside to outside by about 1.5 meters either side, all this area here and the same amount of area on the other side of the retaining wall. Steel cages, and they're going to be filled with concrete up to floor level. Now, why are we doing it that way? We're doing it that way because underneath here, underneath the whole of the house, no empieza a gruñir, Max. Venga, fuera. Fuera, venga, vamos. Venga, vámonos. Vamos, ahí, fuera. Underneath the whole of the house, there is some expansive clay, yeah? Which obviously, as I said in one of my prior videos, in the winter it absorbs the moisture to a certain extent and expands, and in the summer it dries out and contracts, yeah? So you've got this, if you can imagine that is the floor level, the house level, the foundation level, you've got this movement, slight movement all the time, yeah? So what we're doing is we're filling these up with fine gravel to a certain height, and then steel cages will go in each one. Steel cages will go in each one. And what will happen is that the gravel that's down here that we put in, the fine gravel, will act as a buffer for any slight movement under the property. Yeah. So what's above that will stay still, and what's under the gravel can move, whereas before it couldn't. Yeah, which is causing all of this here. As you can see, this has opened up and got bigger to what it was last time. Yeah, this one here is now massive. Yeah, that's why we've aquapropped it all up right the way through the whole of the. Where are they, Max? That's why we've aquapropped it up all the way through the property. I'll show you the outside in a minute. The ceiling, although you probably won't appreciate it on the video, the ceiling, normally the safest lintels when you're building a roof are no longer than 4 meters, yeah? So this here, from that wall there, all the way along to the outer wall there, is more than 4 meters. So that being a retaining wall, yeah, there's no way that they could have put lintels all the way across from one wall to the other. So by the looks of it, what they've done is, when the place was built, is this wall here is what we call a tabiki, which is just an internal wall. You can see by the size of it that it's not if you take out the door frame, you've got that there and you've got that there. So it's not a retaining wall. And over here, these are not retaining walls either. Yeah. It is a retaining wall in sorts, but it's not done as it should be done. Now what they've done is the house should have been built in a way that the lintels go from obviously a retaining wall to a retaining wall, yeah. And what they've done is that they've put some, as you can see, some lintels going across from a non-retaining wall, yeah. There's the lintel there, yeah, across to a badly made retaining wall. Max, quítale. And what they've done is that to try and botch it up, they've put steels in, yeah, which is not very good at all. And from there, from these lintels here, which are wrongly positioned, they've placed other lintels going from here across to the retaining wall on the outside of the property. As you can see here, there's the lintel up there going across to the retaining wall here, comes across to here, and then stops and is just resting on some concrete and metal bars that they put in. Obviously the metal bars, they've managed to find enough length to go from this wall to that wall, so they're just using them to, these metal bars here, they're just using them to rest the lintels on top, yeah. Now I would say this concrete lintel here that's running along to this wall here has probably got the same thing somewhere, probably I would say around about where the lamp is, and then again onto this wall over here. So as you can see, it's a bit of a hodgepodge job all round, yeah. You can see the width of that retaining wall up there. Look. It gives you an idea of how thin it is, okay. And you've got all of this weight of this lounge ceiling all pushing towards this outer wall here, where all of the subsidences take, the majority of the subsidence has taken place, although there is a lot of subsidence as well down the side of the house. So that is something that we are still addressing with the architects as to how to sort that out. These hard hats aren't very comfortable, are they? I can see why builders don't like using them. You see these cracks up there, let's see how they're getting bigger. But now it's aquapropped. Now it's all aquapropped, it'll be okay. So yeah, that is the situation. It is, you know, one big headache. Trying to stabilise a property that is on, trying to stabilise a property that is on expansive clay. Yeah, this is obviously the importance of, before you start building, to get the land tested where you're going to actually build the property, to see what you've got underneath. Back when this was built 25 years ago, that was never done, never heard of. Of course it's all clay underneath and it moves, and it's like a house on top of a flan, yeah, basically. And we have to try and get it as stable as possible. But now also finding out about this ceiling up here has added to the headache, because even the ceiling hasn't been done properly. So we have to try and rectify that somehow, without taking all the ceiling down. We don't want to take the ceiling down. The floor has all got to come up. All this floor all the way through here, this has all got to come up, and it's got to be about some, because as you know, underneath here we've just got rubble. Yeah, as you can see in there, it's just rubble and sand. So all of this has all got to be broken open. There's my dog having a sniff of it. Just because I touched it, he's got to go and sniff it. Right? It's like having Big Brother with you all the time. Isn't that right, Max? Eh? Yes, it is. Isn't it? ¿Quieres muy pesado? Sí. I talk to him in Spanish because he seems to understand Spanish a lot better than English. All of this has all got to be taken up all the way through. He still does this. He still does a lot of mouthing, yeah, with his choppers. No. Get the break. This has all got to be taken up here. All in here in the bathrooms. He's going to go and investigate as well. Probably try and drink the toilet water. That's all got to be taken up. Come on, vamos. Venga, buen chico. That's all got to be taken up. I would say about at least 1 metre, if not more. In all of the bedrooms, this has all got to be taken up all through here. Concrete and steel meshing has got to be laid down with gravel underneath, concrete, and then steel meshing and concrete on top, because there is, as we know, no steel meshing under here at all. The only thing that's under here is a very poor concrete with sand and rubble. That's all there is. So it's all got to be taken up, yeah, all the way through the property. The door frames, a lot of the door frames are cracked and will probably need replacing. And I'll quickly show you outside. I don't think there's anything else new to show you inside. This one here's got gravel in it as well. Very fine gravel. That one down there's got very fine gravel. You can see the, I don't know if you can appreciate it or not in the video, but you can see the poor concrete that was used under the floor here. I think there's hardly any cement in it at all. In fact, in a lot of places it's just hollow, as you can possibly see between the top of the floor there and there is hollow. Complete shambles. And the electricity going through the walls and everything like it's doing now, I'm not surprised that the owners of the house had continual electrical problems, because the cabling is absolutely atrocious as well. Okay, so if we go out here, this is the scenario outside again. Everything we've had to, because of the, I mean, look at this here, cracks in here, look. Yeah, this is all more movement, yeah, along here. So we've had to shore all of this up to make sure it doesn't move. This is opened up here. So what we're going to do is once we've got the steel cages and all the hardened concrete all in under here, yeah, because I'm pretty sure that I've got to call the architects day after tomorrow because the day's Saturday, but I'm pretty sure what we're going to be doing is when these are filled with hardened concrete, we're going to use a H264 resin based concrete and the steel, then open up these areas here in the middle, and then do exactly the same there, so that it's concreted with steel all the way along. And then around here you can see, if I don't go down a hole, you can see here that all of this here has got to be taken up as well, from that end right the way down through here to where I am now. Has all got to be taken up, because if you can see, the tiles are going in that way and the tiles are going down that way in the shape of a V. So we're pretty sure that whatever's under here has broken and subsided as well. And there's the proof of that in the cracks in the walling and also in the balustrading, yeah. You could possibly get a better view from it this end. You can see that it's going down that way and down that way. So basically, I've got the sun on the screen so I can't really see what I'm doing, but basically the break is down through the middle, about here, yeah, is where the break is. And that's about it, as if there isn't enough, eh? This here is completely pulled away, this balustrading here, down the bottom down there. What we're possibly going to be doing is this is a water tank. Now, until we've dug this up here, we cannot tell if this water tank here is holding back this area here, or if the water tank is pulling it out. Yeah, we're pretty sure in saying that it's pulling it out. Yeah, but until we've dug up here, we don't know. But the water tank will possibly have to be demolished. The water tank will probably have to be demolished, And the sun is so bright today, look at that. The Max, vente para acá. Venga, vamos, deja eso. Max, ven. Ven aquí. Vamos. Ven aquí. Venga. Vamos. Vente. Ven. Buen chico. Sube la escalera, coño. Sube las escaleras aquí, mira, hay una escalera. Hay una escalera, Max. Hay una escalera aquí, mira. Sube aquí. Venga. Sube. Sube, vamos. Vamos. Buen chico. Buen chico. So yeah, I mean, we may have to take this water tank away and and put two 3,000 litre water tanks, polyester water tanks, on a base that's not gonna, or you know, it's not gonna pull on the property obviously, or on the balustrading, because this balustrading here can be saved up to about here. Then this here, it needs renewing, yeah. So anyway, that is about it. That is about the lot, really. Not an easy job, headache job, but we can get round it. So in a little while, when we make more of a push on this one, I'll do another video. Okay, bye bye for now.